We are joined now by Midwest City Police Chief Brandon Claves and Chaplain Don Udell. Both, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
A very important topic that we want to discuss today. But first, Chaplain, walk us through what you do. What is your role with Midwest City Police?
I primarily serve as the chaplain for the jail.
Okay.
We have the largest municipal jail in the state of Oklahoma. Generally have somewhere between 20 and 40 inmates in our jail, and my job is to go in and minister to each of the men and women that are housed there. Secondarily, if there's a need within the police department, I go out and assist the police department officers in whatever role they need to perform.
Now, does every jail kind of across the state of Oklahoma have a chaplain, a service like this?
They don't. It depends on the size, Abigail, but obviously, as Don has mentioned, we're the largest municipal jail in the state of Oklahoma, but they don't, and they don't have chaplains for the police officers, which is also an important ingredient for our agencies.
Do you get money from the city or the state to provide these services, or where's the money come from for this?
Well, strictly volunteer. We have Don is our lead chaplain. He's come with us as a volunteer participant, but recently we were able to get some part-time monies to offset some of his expenditures, but he has a staff of excellent employees that provide services, but it's all strictly based on volunteer and donations, and so that's what we're looking for today to talk about the program, because we discussed earlier, you know, we speak about justice reform all the time. Midwest City's doing it, and it comes from a different approach. One is obviously you have enforcement, you have education, you have mental health, substance abuse, you also have the spiritual component, but you also have the love, because these people who are in our jail aren't bad people, they just made mistakes, and so it's our obligation from a leadership role to provide some assistance, and Don does a fantastic job. We just don't have the financial support.
Tell us about some of the people you work with, the people who come to you and talk with you. Are they broken? Are they angry? Are they confused?
So far we have 3 yeses.
They're all of the
yes.
above.
One of the things Chief just said that I'd like to just share real quick. We had a man that we were counseling. I think he was in jail about 3 weeks, and we would meet with him daily if he wished, but certainly twice a week. One day he was getting out of the chair and he was headed back toward the cell area, and I said to him, "Hey, I love you." And he stopped with his back to me. He turned around, he looked at me and he said, "What did you say?" And I said, "I just want you to know I love you." He walked up to me and gave me a huge, this is a big guy, huge bear hug, and he said, "You know, Chaplain, no one's ever said that to me before." So when you talk about love, when you talk about somebody who cares, that just is an amazing story about a man who had never heard that. Yeah.
Wow, the first time.
Yeah, that's emotional for me to even tell that story.
I'm sure I see kind of the emotion.
Yeah.
Why are you so passionate about this? I mean, you dedicate a lot of your own time, a lot of your own money you dedicate to doing this. You don't have to do this. Why do you do it?
My wife would answer that by saying he was truly called. I had the opportunity when I first came on board to be chaplain for the police department. And I went to Chief and I said, "Chief, God really wants me to work with the men and women in jail." And that's what I did. I shifted over and began working with them. But it is a calling. Some folks would say, "Why would you want to do that?" It's wonderful that I get to do that.
Do you ever get frustrated?
Oh, yes.
People making mistakes and thinking, you ever think, "Why'd you do that?" Or maybe, "Why'd you do that again?"
Well, one of the things that I shared with you before we went on air is that I think we could prove it very easily, that the recidivism rate is declining for those coming back to our jail. So we have a cycle that we've got to break. And for me, Jesus Christ is the answer to that. When we bring that love into their hearts, and we'll get into what we do on a daily basis, but we really begin to see a difference in the lives of those individuals. And therefore, we see people coming into our jail less and less. They're spending more time with their families. We're helping them get jobs. That's a wonderful thing that comes from that.
Talking about criminal justice reform, and that's something we talk often about here on KOCO 5 News at 9 a.m. And when you mention these Christian approaches, of course, Oklahoma is a conservative state. Many people do believe in traditional Christian values. However, you do have to have the separation of church and state, and Midwest City Police Department, of course, is a state, not a church. How do you get around, I guess, the separation of church and state, or how do you make sure that there is a separation there?
Well, it's strictly volunteer, Abigail, and
Okay.
what happens is when someone comes into our facility if they've been arrested, we do two things. They're screened. The first thing we do is we screen them with mental health, substance abuse questions, and if they answer yes to any of those questions, we try to provide that help internally. Then Don comes into the picture, and we offer the services. They're not forced upon those individuals.
Okay.
He says 90% of the population of our jail, which is about 3,000 prisoners a year, participate in this program. And then what our intent is, and the method of this madness, as I call it, is that it's our obligation to prevent the cycle of criminal justice violations so that they don't keep coming back into the city facility, state facility, federal facility, and it also affects their family.
Sure.
You know, Don can tell you many, many stories where if someone's in jail, they can't support their family, can't pay taxes, can't do all the things that are necessary. He just bought child supplies, school supplies for a child, for several children of an individual who was in our jail who had no money. Was it fair to those children because their parent made a mistake? Absolutely not. So that's what we're talking about today. We can't do it as much as we would like because we don't have the funding to do it. So we're really pleading with your viewers to help us, to help our chaplain program to make a difference in Oklahoma.
How can people help if they're passionate about this and they're watching right now? How can people help with this program?
Well, I would like them to contact Chaplain Udell directly. We'll have a telephone number that we can provide for you. They can call him direct, and he can direct them how to provide the donations to our program. But you know, God has put us in these positions to make a difference, and I felt several years ago that I had the opportunity to make a difference in lives. And then Don came into the police department, and he's done a tremendous job along with his staff. And so accolades to Don, his personnel, but you know, accolades to the people in Oklahoma because they're caring, they're loving, as we call it, the Oklahoma Standard. We know people will respond to this because they truly can make a difference for us.
Where will that money go? What will you use that money for that people will donate?
Well, about 5 different areas. Number one is we provide 19 different Christian books to the inmates, not only while they're incarcerated, but once they leave, we invite them to come by this bookcase and pick out as many books as they want to take home with them. We have 4 wonderful books for their children, and I always say to them, pick those 4 books up, take them home to your children, and say, while I was away, I was thinking of you, and I brought this home for you. Let it be a gift from him to them. And that has just been wonderful. We have money for travel, transportation, materials, supplies. So the need that we have, in fact, another need that we haven't addressed adequately yet is training.
Sure.
We need to provide training for these volunteers, 7 of them, that come in twice a week to work with our inmates, one-on-one counseling. We need to provide constant training not only for them, but for our staff as well.
We will put all of the information if you're interested in donating on the KOCO mobile app and KOCO.com. We are running out of time, but quickly, you were telling me a little bit the story before we came on air, but if there's a story that maybe sticks out to you, because you've been doing this for several years now, if there's a story that sticks out to you about the work you've been doing with Midwest City, what would it be?
I'm a softie, so I'll have to be careful.
Okay. I am too, so please be careful.
Well, we had a gentleman that came in. He was with us 45 days. He was estranged from his family. They had given up on him. And so I called his father because he loved his father. And I started talking with his father, and I said, I'd like to be able to have time to spend with you. I did. And when this gentleman, Brent, his first name, when he was released, I drove him to Norman. And we sat in Denny's and reunited, father, son. Found a job for him at Walmart in Norman. Found a place for him to live. And he had lost his driver's license for the reasons that he brought him to jail. And we got the license reinstated. His dad then began to support him, not only mentally and emotionally, but as well financially to get him on his feet. He called me last week, and he bought his car, and now he is just operating independently on his own, has stopped doing what he was doing. It's just a tremendous story to reunite a family.
We certainly appreciate you being here with us today. Thank you so much. We
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it. Chief Clays.
Abigail, always great to see you.
Always a
Thank you.
pleasure. Again, all of that information going to be posted on KOCO.com.